All right, the role of influence in behavioral change, we have the stairway. And as we see right here, we're going to climb up this stairway. And it soon, from beginning to the end, eventually it will adjust one's behavior. We got behavioral change, active listening skills, understanding, rapport building, and encouragement. And right here is the emotionality. I call it the teeter-totter, emotionality teeter-totter. For instance, individual, their normal level of functioning is down. You want to get the rationality up. For example, I'm on the phone, ex-girlfriend, on the phone. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself. I swear. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. Cheryl, what's wrong? You broke my heart. You said you love me. I was, what? You said you love me. I'm like, where's your medication? She's like, you said that you love me. I did love you. You cheated on me with Robin and Rachel and Karen. I'm like, Cheryl, what? Cheryl, I'm in Tokyo. What the hell? I'm gonna kill myself. I said, Cheryl, yeah, I apologize. I did do that. I did cheat on you with Carol. I did cheat on you with Sharon. I did cheat on you with Tiffany. Oh, I didn't know nothing about Tiffany. I meant Karen. I did do those things. But Cheryl, I'm gonna do it. Cheryl, what? That was in 3rd grade. Oh, Cheryl, what? Where's your medication? Right here, that's not rational. Cheryl was not normal, she was not at normal functioning level. 3rd grade. I'm years old and she's staying in 3rd grade, okay? That's not rational. The objective of active listening, reduce the feelings and return the individual back to a customary level. You create rapport building, encouragement, and it's also collecting information at the same time. Your voice is your #1 tool. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not need to be a profiler. You do not have to have work on your PhD. You do not need those things. You don't need to be a cop. All you need to do is listen and have a voice. That's it. These are people skills. These individuals that you see on TV, these individuals that you read about, their success, and they have great success at what they do. But it all starts out at people skills. If you have people skills and you can read people, then you've got it made. The way someone says something is 5 times more important than what they say. My ex-wife, notice I said the word ex, used to call me when she got mad because I'd look at her, Stacy, did you cut the grass? Oh, I forgot. You're a man of words. I'm sorry, Mr. Man of Words. Did you cut the grass? And she would do, but she'd do it to be antagonistic. But I am a man of words. It's the way you say something. Like I could say to you, hey man, get up, you in my seat. Or, excuse me, sir, you mind if we switch seats? Same terminology, different phrase. How many people are affected by the way someone says something? That's it? Okay. You people realize that the ones that raise their hand, they are affected by the way people say something, and there's nothing wrong with that. That just means they're sensitive and they have listening skills. Their listening skills are honed in. Okay. Emotional labeling. For instance, emotional labeling is the way you hear something. Like, for instance, sir, what'd you do today? What'd you do in the last while before you came in here?
I traveled, commuted.
You commuted?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a long commute?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay, so it's, to me, from the way I hear it, the commute was, it was easy. Yeah, okay, enjoyable. The way he said it, or he could have said, yeah, I was in 40 minutes. or 30 minutes. Basically, emotional labeling is letting people know you're labeling what they're saying. Like, for instance, my baby mama left me, or my woman left me, or my girlfriend left me, and I don't know what to do. You could say, sounds like you're distraught. When you talk to someone, it's the tone that you use, and it's like, for instance, sounds like you're in a lot of pain. Or what I would say a lot, as a hostage negotiator, the first thing we would say is get the hard question out. And I've always thought it was a no. Get the hard question out. They're looking at me saying, Stacy, ask them. I'm on the phone. I'm in the hostage negotiation booth. I'm in the van, and I'm talking on the phone. They say, ask them. And my partner's next to me typing up the questions. I'm looking up at the keyboard. Ask them. And I don't want to because I feel like I'm going to end it. He's going to end it. It's going to be over with. Next thing you know, okay, John, do you want to kill yourself? Silence. Yes, I do. You get it out of the way. Get the hard questions out of the way. It's hard to do it. I hate doing that, and they have to push me to do it because I always feel I'm going to push them over the edge, but it works. But not like you guys are ever going to get into a situation where you have to ask somebody if they're going to kill themselves. God forbid. But what I'm trying to say is get the hard questions out of the way. Emotional labeling, it probably never allow an emotional feeling to go away without tagging it. It's very important. It's very important. You don't have to do it, but it's very important to tag someone's emotions, because if you do that, they know that you're listening to them. They know that they know that you are hearing them. You don't have to understand them, but they know that you're hearing them and they know that you're there. And that goes for anything. That goes for a business outing. That goes for sitting down on a job evaluation, supervisors. And it just let them know that you hear them. And it's not fake. It's not fake. All you're doing is labeling what they said. Paraphrasing. It's another means of active listening. For instance, you're putting their meaning into your words. Like, for instance, the subject would say, she's always talking about me. She doesn't pay attention to what I'm saying. The individual, I have a negotiator, but the individual or the negotiator, which you are a negotiator because you're negotiating to a rapport. You're negotiating a behavioral change. Let me get this right. She doesn't listen to you. Or while they're talking, she doesn't listen to me. She doesn't listen to you. I can't stand going to work every day. You can't stand going to work every day. Repeat what they're saying. Let them know that you're listening. That's better face to face. It's even more better over the phone. Don't you hate it when you're calling a customer service and they put you on hold? And they don't put you on hold with the music. They put you on hold, and they there, and they type in keyboards or whatever, and they don't even say just a minute, or I'll be with you. I hate that. Don't you hate that? That's rude. It's like I'm here for like 3-4 minutes, and it's just silence, or I hear keyboards typing, or it's paper shuffling. Mirror reflecting. For instance, repeating the last few words, like, you hate that. I understand that you hate that. It's a good initial technique. It helps the individual, the listener, get oriented, and it gets them adjusted to the person that they're talking to. The summary of this, periodically, you cover the main points. Throughout the conversation, you cover the main points. Remember, it's his story or her story. It's her feelings, his feelings, in your words when you paraphrase it. But it has to be their story and their feelings, not yours. Open-ended questions, simple questions that get them to say yes or no. It helps build the dialogue. And like, for instance, what'd you do today? Or what happened today? How would you like to go about this? Or have you received this? Or did you try this type of training? Have you been to this training school? Have you been to Stretch 2018? Things like that. Minimal encouragers. These are brief responses that sounds like they indicate who you present and listening. It's like, for instance, I love using these. These are my go-to. Just like when I was on the street, if I was in a physical confrontation, my go-to move was to break your stun. That was it. It hit them right there, they go drop. And then you do a knee strike. That was my go-to move. I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't want to learn anything else. That was my go-to move. This right here is my go-to move. For instance, you're on the phone talking to somebody. You go, uh-huh, yeah, okay, yeah, I see, okay, cool. Periodically, what it does is it lets them know that you're listening. And if you're face to face, give them that eye contact. Look at them like this. Yeah. Okay. All right. It lets them know that you're listening. Effective pauses are silences, and they're good. For instance, it lets the people know that, hey, man, it might be my turn to talk. You know, if I'm talking like I'm doing now, I talk real fast, and I talk a mile a minute, and I don't stop, and you don't say or or this, or you don't, it lets me know that, oh, you may have something to say, so let me talk. So effective pauses and silences are good, but it's good for people that really like to run on and talk. Okay, active listening is not, repeat, definitely not advice, judgment, or persuasion. People don't want to hear your advice. I don't care if it's you know what? Even if it's in if it's a personal situation, they don't want to hear your advice. You know, if it's a job situation and you're talking to, and a supervisor's talking to you, then yeah, they want to hear your advice. But hey, supervisors, be constructive about it, because remember, we are people of words, man of words, women of words. Judgment, persuasion, we don't want to hear that from people, And in the workforce, be constructive about how you say it, because any way you say those things, if you say it in a regular tone, or you say advice just by the Webster's Dictionary advice, or judgment, or persuasion, it's going to come as criticism. So think about how you say things. That's what active listening is not. Behavioral change, empathy, written by yours truly. To appreciate one's feeling, I do that too so people don't steal my stuff. So to appreciate one's feelings so good that you can sum it up for them. And also, if you get with me, I'll give you a copy of these presentations, because it's copywritten. So, empathy, an essential concept. Empathy is not sympathy. It's not feeling pity for somebody. We sometimes we get confused with that. Sometimes we thesaurus and dictionary and, switch things around so much we forget what the actual meaning of a word is. Empathy is not sympathy. Behavioral change, rapport building. This is my favorite. Almost phrases that damage. All right, we got here, calm down. You don't want to tell anybody to calm down. Who wants to tell you? Think about it. You do not want to tell anybody to calm down. I don't care if it's a crisis, or I don't care if you're at work. John just got fired. He's got security right next to him. He's taking off his badge. John, calm down. You don't want to tell John to calm down. Trust me, you'll be on CNN. Where's your medication? I understand. You don't understand. I got on the phone once with an individual, and I said, hey, man, I understand. His wife just left him. Hey, I understand. I know what it's like. This is my rookie year. I made a mistake. Oh, your wife's name's Cheryl? Your wife slept with John Bates? Huh? Really? You know what it's like? Huh? You knew what it was like? And I made the biggest mistake, so I can't say I understand. What you can say is, I hear the pain in your voice. You sound distraught. You sound hurt. Shouldn't say you shouldn't or why, because that's advice. That's persuasion.